welcome to this week's edition of the news section. I'm filling in for Carson Davis, whose stomach is protesting. Let's see, where is it protesting now? Looks like it's protesting in Libya. Well, if you find it, please return to Carson Davis ASAP. Michael Flatley still sucks. Anyway, rebels in Libya have won the battle with Colonel Muammar's al-Qaeda's forces, but do not have control of Tripoli yet, so we expect more violence in the country.
Egypt's Prime Minister Ahmed Shafiq resigns, leaving the military in power in Egypt.
An Air Force bus was fired upon at the Frankfurt airport, killing 2 American airmen. Our thoughts are with their families.
And The King's Speech has won the Best Picture.
Colin Firth has won the Best Actor.
And Natalie Portman has won the Best Actress. And that'll be it for this week's edition of the Waldorf Weekly News section.
Good morning and welcome to Leif's Corner. This week I'm going to be talking about these ridiculous containers that they have at the market. And the market is someplace at our school. It's right down over there, and they sell coffee and they sell vegetables and they sell meats and sandwiches and ice cream and all sorts of stuff. And they also sell cupcakes. And they sell the cupcakes in these ridiculous little containers. All this thing holds is a cupcake. You open it up there, you put the cupcake in there, you take it out and you eat it. Why do you need the little container? They have a whole factory making these things. It's stupid. Waste of resources. You could have the cupcake just sitting there. And oh yeah, maybe somebody takes a little bit of the frosting off. But no big deal, right? You don't need this crap. Waste of plastic. Don't waste plastic.
On this week's cooking section, we're going to be making no-bake cookies. So here are our ingredients. We have 2 cups white sugar, 1/4 of a cup unsweetened cocoa powder, a 1/2 cup milk, a 1/2 cup of butter, or 1 stick, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1 pinch of salt, 1/2 cup of chunky peanut butter, and 3 cups of quick cooking oats. So now I've added the milk, the cocoa, the sugar, and the butter into a saucepan, and I'm going to bring this to a boil over medium heat. And then I'm going to boil it for 1 minute. So now that it's boiled for 1 minute, I've removed it from heat, and I'm going to stir in the rest of the ingredients. So now that all the ingredients are mixed, I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it by spoonful onto a piece of wax paper to cool. And I should let it cool for at least 1 hour, and then they'll be ready to eat. No baking required. And there we are. That'll be another Waldorf Weekly cooking section.
Welcome to Tyler's Pottery Barn. Here we've got a broad range of any mug you could ever wish for. $5.99 each, $12 for 2. Wow, that's an amazing deal. Put a grin on your mug. Make your glass half full instead of half empty. And remember, folks, at Tyler's, it's always, always, always cheap.
Hello and welcome to today's Connor's Board. Today I'll be talking about the ski races that went on. And this is the representation of the most important part of the race. It was a curve, and how our team did so well is because we followed this path right here, which cut off a bunch of time and put us in the lead. Unlike some of the other participants who took a path someone like that, which led them straight to the hospital because there were many trees that, caused some damage to them. And so our racers, the girls, managed to place first because of this here, and the boys placed 4th, which is pretty good. And that's what I have today for Connor's Board.
Hello, and welcome to Interviews with Brian. This is going to be the final episode titled Interviews with Brian. I've become a little dissatisfied with the name, and I'm changing it to Interviews with Clarence, but that's a different story altogether. My guest today is what? How are you doing?
I'm good.
That's
Brian.
great. Now I'm going to ask you 4 simple questions, answer them in a calm, creative way, and don't treat it like a big deal.
Right.
Firstly, if you were a tree, what type would you be?
Well, I would like to say I'd be an oak, but I think I would end up being a little more like a birch.
Both are majestic. I think I'm personally a ficus, but that's no matter. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken.
Any reason for that?
No, I just don't really like eggs.
Ah, I agree with you entirely. Why do caregiver and caretaker mean the same thing?
Well, a lot of people who speak English like to have a large vocabulary, and I think to have two words that sound very similar and mean the exact same thing is a lot of fun.
I agree. And for fourth question, it seems like I don't have one. Well, that's been another exciting round of interviews with Brian. Thank you, Wyatt.
Sure.
Hi there. The word of the week this week is botoliph. B-O-T-O-L-P-H-S. It's a noun, and it means a large benign tumor which archdeacons and old chemists tend to have on the sides of their noses. Again, botoliths. B-O-T-O-L-P-H-S.
I can't make it. My time here is done. I feel so. Tell lead actress, I love her.
I won't let you go! You can't do this to me!
Hi there. On the useless facts section this week, there will be 4 facts. Firstly, the average ear of corn has 800 kernels. Secondly, almonds are members of the peach family. Thirdly, the volume of the Earth's moon is about the same as the volume of the Pacific Ocean. And lastly, after the Civil War, the U.S. sued the British government for $1 billion in damages caused by the British building ships for the Confederates. However, we only ended up getting about $25 million. That'll be it for this week's useless facts section.
This is what you do not do if you want your relationship to last.
Where do you want to go tonight?
Oh, I don't mind. Where do you want to go?
Well, it doesn't matter to me, just as long as I'm with you.
Clearly, there has been no progress in deciding where they are going. The entire evening will probably end up being lame, at home, and boring.
Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
No, I have other priorities that are more important than you.
Obviously, you should never say this, even if it's true. It is so rude it might hurt their feelings.
Never mind, I can't see you for the 10th time in a row. I have other friends to see. I hope that's okay.
Oh, don't worry, it's okay. That doesn't really bother me at all. I totally understand.
Obviously, you are not perfect, okay? With this, never say it's okay when it's not. You are just digging yourself into a deeper hole.
And that looks like it wraps it up for another episode of the Waldorf Weekly. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And next week, there is a chapstick sale, so don't miss it. Bye, folks.